Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. You know, one thing that I'm seeing that is a very popular topic on a lot of the gun-centric websites and in the gun magazines is the list of the top 10 guns of 2021. Well, I want to do my own list today that's very similar, but there's going to be some differences. I don't have time for 10, so it's going to be top 5 guns of 2021. And the other difference between those lists and my list is it's not going to matter how big of an article they paid for in their magazine or how big of an ad they bought or, how much money they spent with that magazine or website or how much free product they gave them. Mine's just going to be on what I think are the best guns. I know that's crazy, but that's the way I'm going to do it. So here's my list of the top 5 new handguns for 2021. Now, before I get started, I want to do an honorable mention here. And the gun I want to give an honorable mention to is one I don't know enough about yet to put on the list, but it seems promising. And it is the Springfield Armory 3.8 XDM Elite 10mm. Now, I am not a huge XD fan. I like the XDMs a little better than the XDs, but still not a huge fan myself. But this XDM is a 10mm version. It says it's about the same size as a Glock 19, but it's 12 rounds of 10mm. And it seems like it's a pretty compact gun. It's got a 3.8 inch barrel, comes in at just under 4 inches. So not a large gun, but pretty large caliber. And I always complain that there's not enough good carry guns in 10mm. So here's one more. And it looks like it could be a very good one. I'm seeing a lot of great stuff about it on the internet. I had this gun pointed out to me by a viewer in a live chat the other day. So I started doing some research on it, and it looks like it's a very promising gun. And I hope to get some experience with it sometime. Until then, I'm just going to say that it's a gun that I would actually pay some attention to because I think it's going to be a very nice gun. If I knew more about it, it might be on this list. But for now, it's just getting an honorable mention. Now at number 5 position, I'm actually going to have a classification of gun, kind of a group of guns that came out this year that I think are very important. And that is all these micro 9mm you're seeing come out. Whether it's the Glock or the P365 or the Hellcat or the Taurus or the Mako, there's just a whole bunch of them that have been coming out this year. Seems like it's the popular trend of this year. And even though I'm not a big fan of micro 9mm, especially not polymer ones, I think these are very important and it's great that they're coming out because as I've said in another video, I think they open up the carry world to a whole different group of people. People that don't want to carry full-size guns, but don't want to carry a little gun with, 6, 7 rounds in it. So these guns having higher capacity because they're mostly double stacks, like the new Shield Plus, etc. They give you a little more capacity. They're usually between 10, 12 rounds, maybe even a little more if you use the extended magazines. So they give you that good balance of capacity in a good caliber. You don't have to go down to 380. It's 9mm, something people trust. And they're small enough to carry. And a lot of them are optics ready. A lot of them you can even buy with the optic on them already. So just a really nice group of guns that have come out this year because like I said, I think they open up the carry world to a whole other group of people. People that might be buying their first small gun, might want a gun that they can actually carry. These give them options, and I think options are always a good thing in the gun community and the gun market. So I wanted to bring notice that I think these definitely deserve the spot of number 5 on my list, and they are this trend of the 9mm micro compacts. All right, now at number 4 on the list is a gun that I'm giving this position basically solely on the concept of the gun itself, and that is the Kel-Tec P50. If you're not familiar with this gun is a new gun from Kel-Tec that uses the P90 magazines from FN, which are those top loader magazines that load at a weird angle. They're actually very odd magazines. I've had an FN P90 and it's an odd gun. But Kel-Tec has put that magazine to use in a handgun configuration. And I just think this has the potential to be awesome. It's chambered in 5.7. It holds 50 rounds, as the name would imply. And I think this has the potential to be the world's greatest zombie gun. So based on that potential alone, I'm giving it the number 4 position on this list. And the only thing I really hope about this gun is that eventually, somewhere down the line, an actual gun manufacturer will produce it. And then it'll definitely deserve its position on this list, maybe even higher. But for now, it's number 4 on the list, the Kel-Tec P50. All right, now at number 3, we have a Beretta, but not just any Beretta, the Beretta 92X Performance Defensive. That's quite a name there to have to spout forward every time you talk about this gun. It's kind of long, but it's an awesome gun. If you remember the 92X Performance, it's the all-steel Beretta. This version is a little different. It's been lightened for carry. It doesn't have a rail. It's more like a traditional 92. And it's been cut for an optic. This is basically an all-steel Beretta designed for carry. Now, it's not stainless steel. A lot of people think because it's all steel and it's silver that it's stainless. It's carbon steel with a proprietary coating. But it is an all-steel Beretta 92. Now, it is not decockable, if that is a word. Well, I think most things are decockable if you rip hard enough, but this one is not. It has a double action, single action trigger still, but the safety is safety only. Now, you can manually decock it, and then after you manually decock, you can carry it with the safety on or off, and then drop the safety, pull the trigger, get that double action first shot, and then single action after that. Or you can actually cock it into single action, carry it with the safety on, have single action for every shot. It does have a double action only trigger, like I said, or it has a double action, single action trigger, like I said, but it does not have a decocker on the safety because it's frame mounted, which is something a lot of people like. I personally would rather have the decocker, but a lot of people like that frame-mounted safety. So this gun, I think, is just awesome, and it definitely deserves to be number 3 on this list, the Beretta 92X Performance Defensive. All right, now we get to number 2 on the list, and at number 2 is another gun from Springfield Armory, and it is the Ronin 10mm version. Now, everyone knows I do not like Springfield Armory, but the only time I will ever tell you not to buy a gun is if I think it's a bad gun. I might let you know why I personally don't want to buy a gun, don't like the management, country of origin, etc. But if it's still a good gun, I'm going to tell you it's a good gun. And this is a great gun. This is the 10mm version, like I said, of their Ronin 1911, which was an awesome 1911 to begin with. Now in 10mm, I think it's even better. You get 9 rounds of 10mm in a beautifully put together 1911. Stainless steel frame, carbon steel slide, stainless steel match grade barrel. Just an awesome 1911. Springfield does some beautiful 1911s, and this is one of the most beautiful ones they do. And it's in a very capable caliber. The caliber that I think is the optimal calibers for semi-automatics. Just like I think .357 is perfect for revolvers, I think 10mm is the perfect round for semi-autos. So this gun gives you a lot of things in it that I love. All steel. I like 1911s. It's 10mm. It's just a really easy to carry gun because it's a 1911. So this was a really great addition to the market this year. And that's why it's at number 2 on this list, the Springfield Armory Ronin 10mm. All right, now we're to the number 1 position. And at number 1, we have a gun that I don't think is going to surprise anyone that I chose this. It is the Sig Sauer P320 AXG Scorpion. This is Sig's first all-steel version of its P320 line of guns. It has an alloy frame, a stainless steel slide. It has a stainless steel modular chassis in it, just like the regular polymer P320s do. But like I said, this has that alloy frame. It is optics ready, has a wonderful trigger. It's just an awesome gun. Now, a lot of people might say, well, why aren't you including the Classic in this? Well, the Classic doesn't make the list, because for some reason Sig Sauer has decided that in the Classic they're using the cheaper guide rod and springs, so it just doesn't have the same trigger and feel as the Scorpion, unless of course you change those parts. If you change those parts in the Classic, well then I actually like it better than the Scorpion. But the way it comes from the manufacturer, it kind of falls down a little bit because of those inferior parts they use inside of it. So the AXG Scorpion is the way to go. Or you could just build your own over on their website, put together a Classic basically that has the internals of the other one. So that's why they're different there. Like I say, it's mostly the guide rod and the spring. If you've got the Classic, just buy the guide rod and spring. That's the nicer one. Put it in there, be a much better gun. But overall, the AXG Scorpion is just a fantastic gun. I think it's probably one of the best carry guns on the market today, if not the best carry gun on the market today, as far as semi-autos go, definitely. So that's why it's number one on my list of the best guns of 2021, the Sig Sauer P320 AXG Scorpion. All right, there's my list for now. If something happens in the next couple of months and something so special comes out that it bumps one of these off the list, I'll let you know. But right now, that's what I consider to be the top 5 new handguns for 2021. All right, that's all we have time for today. But before I go, I want to remind everyone that we are doing Toy Guns for Tots over on the TYMPPistolProject.com webpage. So if you want to donate, please go over and donate. We'll be taking donations all this month. And then at the beginning of next month, we'll be going and buying all the toy guns for all the little kids in need. So if you want to help a child who is a potential future gun lover and Second Amendment supporter who loves his toy guns and wants one for Christmas but can't get it any other way, go over, donate, and we'll make a lot of kids very happy this Christmas. And with that being said, I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming. I hope you enjoyed the shows this week, and I hope you come back again on Monday. Until then, I just want to remind everyone out there to always carry and stay safe until I see you again.